Welcome back to Your Road to Home, your guide to the people, places, and the heart behind our community here in the Carbon Valley. I'm Kendra Badgekar with LPT, here with
Maxine Carey with Vector Bank, and we are here with Andrea Kalman, and we are going to be doing a heartfelt little story today. And I have my Kleenex. We have the box here. I'm already starting, you guys. I'm already starting. But Andrea, tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for including me in this opportunity.
Of course.
Well, my story is that I came to the Carbon Valley almost 10 years ago now with my husband, who I met at the state of New York, where we were both working. Mm-hmm. And we relocated here to Colorado because we wanted a change of a quality of life. We wanted to come to a different part of the United States, and we both actually work for the state of Colorado. So we went from one state to the other.
Oh, wow.
And what we've come to learn about this state and this community is that we intentionally wanted to be in Weld County and in Firestone. And even though now it's been growing so much, we feel great that we've been rooted here. My story today is really about trying to educate people about kidney donation and to understand, being more aware about it and understanding my personal story to this. Right. So I met my husband later on in life. I was about 48 years old. I had never been married.
So how long have you guys been married?
We've been married 8 years next month.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, and we know each other for like, I would say maybe 14, maybe 10, maybe about 10 or 12. Okay. We met and we were friends first. And I think that's an incredible foundation to a relationship that I personally had never experienced. I don't think he had either. And he had been married before and I had not. And we commuted together in various parts of New York and New Jersey to get to our job. And I was fascinated by this man, by his intelligence, his storytelling, just his kindness and humility, which is something I had always wanted my entire life. And what happened was we were friends first, and then something changed. And I think it was very mutual.
Right. So you have met the love of your life.
I have.
And you moved out to Colorado thinking you were going to start a new life together.
Yes.
Enjoy the mountains.
Yes. Enjoy everything about here.
I think I read in your little letter that Rolf is a sailor. He likes the water.
He loves to sail. He doesn't do it as much as he'd like to right now, but he's a certified sailor. He had a sailboat and kind of had to give it up when we moved here. We didn't realize there was as much water here as back in the East Coast.
Right.
So he sold it, but he loves to sail, and he's very passionate about it. He's passionate about most transportation, but if you asked him, at heart, he's a sailor.
Okay, very cool. So then fast forward to now and our visit today.
Right. So we relocated to Colorado and started our life here. And about 2 years ago, Rolf had adrenal surgery because he was trying to regulate his blood pressure. And that helped a lot. Okay. But what they found out was that he has polycystic kidney disease, which is only one form of kidney disease. There are many forms. Okay. They all result in the same thing, though. So because of that, he's in stage 4 kidney disease. And what does that mean? That means that he is either going to need to go on dialysis, which is not something I want him to endure. I know what that's like. And I'm on a crusade. I'm on a crusade rallying for Rolf to get him a kidney donation. And I will tell you that this man has done everything in his power. His healthcare team is astounded by what he's done. He has done everything in his power to control his diet. We have changed our diets together. He has also lowered his BMI, and every one of his healthcare providers have said to him, you're a great recipient for a kidney because you're going to take good care of it.
That's amazing.
And that's incredible because, I mean, not everybody has the ability to, has the willingness to. He is devoted to that. And because we met each other so late in life, he's got a lot to live for. You know, he's got a son and we have a family, our family, and I want to continue our love story. But my goal is for him to be healthy, happy, and loved.
Right. So Kendra and I are here in your home today, and we are asking for a kidney. Yeah,
We are asking for a
we are
kidney.
asking for a kidney.
Yep.
So, what would someone? Why would someone choose to donate a kidney?
Right.
Like
Sounds scary,
you've
right?
been doing a lot of research on this.
I have.
You are rallying for Rolf.
I am.
So why would somebody do that? What's the decision that, you know?
Yep. Why would somebody want to give up their organ? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, I believe that people want to help others. I think we're wired for that.
Yep.
And I think people also, when they've had a blessed and fortunate life, whether that been rich in family, rich in success, it doesn't have to be financial, they want to pay it forward. They want to do something good for somebody else, right? I think other people are very touched, as I am, emotionally by a story, a family member, a friend who's maybe needed an organ and then didn't get one in time. Also has seen them go through, let's say, the dialysis process and didn't want that for them. But I do think people don't realize that it's actually easier than you might think. Now, you think of surgery, you think, oh my God, I don't want to give up my kidney. But it's more common than you think. And what I've come to learn is that many athletes who are very eager to continue their athletic life give and donate their organ, their kidney, because they know they can live with just one. I don't think people realize you can live with just one. People are born with just one kidney.
Only because I've got some friends that have children with one
Interesting.
kidney. Yep.
Yeah, it's more common than you know, and we don't, that's not something people talk about that often. You only find these things out if you've got somebody who was born with one,
Yeah.
or you find out, and people can live, it's like Noah's Ark. You can live with one, and there's another one available. One of the things I'm trying to make sure people are aware about is that when you donate a kidney, let's say, you can then be, if you later on, or your family member needs an organ later on in life, you get fast-tracked to the top of the wait list. And people don't realize that. They think, well, I'm not going to give up my kidney. What if I need it later on? What if my child does, or my spouse does? You would get fast-tracked on that wait list because you were a donor for somebody else.
Wow.
So it's incredible. It's really incredible. I think that more people do it. And I think also there are 90,000 people in the United States right now waiting for a kidney.
Wow.
90,000. And my husband is a O positive blood type. And believe it or not, that's the most common blood type that we have in the world. And you would think, oh, that makes it easier. No, what happens is it means that more people who need a kidney
Have the same
blood type. Right. So it's kind of like you actually, it's harder. The wait is longer.
So is that what a match looks like? It has to be same blood type?
No, that's the interesting part. You don't, well, I shouldn't say that. Medically, I'm not sure. What I do want to say is that blood type is not the only factor.
Okay.
There are a lot of factors that go into you being eligible to donate an organ, particularly a kidney. And what's fascinating about that is that what people also don't know is that when you decide to get tested, the transplant center is equally as concerned about your health and diligent about your health as much as they are about the recipient. So if you decided I want to go in and I want to donate a kidney, if you have pre-existing conditions, if you have a history of something where this donation is going to impact you later on, then you would be ineligible. They care about you, and the minute you're wheeled into that, let's say that operating room, and you've decided to give a kidney, you could decide at the last minute not to. I unfortunately, of course, I raised my hand first. I was eager to do it. But due to my own chronic condition of diabetes, I am ineligible because diabetes impacts your kidneys. So they're worried about me later on.
Sure.
I was like, I can handle it. It'll be fine. But, they're very stringent about that.
Right.
The other thing that is also important to mention for people, if they're interested, is that not only HIPAA laws, but also the confidentiality of somebody who wants to donate. Your medical, your decision to come forward, even just to test, is entirely confidential. We would not be notified unless there was somebody who was eligible. There's a lot of criteria, and I just want people to know that your personal situation. You could decide to pursue it, and it would be entirely confidential.
Okay.
Right.
One of the other things I wanted to mention that people don't know either is, let's say somebody came forward and they had the right blood type, or they were eligible, but not that they were eligible. They had the right blood type, they got tested. They're great as an eligible candidate for kidney donation, but they wouldn't match, let's say, my husband Rolf. There is something called a swap program, which means that they may be eligible for somebody else's family who's looking for a donation, and then somebody else who's not eligible for that family could be eligible for Rolf. So they can do this almost 16 different ways.
Oh, gosh,
And
yeah.
there's a national kidney registry. So they look for people all over the country. So that also helps others if it doesn't help you're an individual.
So the donor doesn't have to be right here in Colorado for that.
No. No, they don't.
They're not necessarily at the same hospital. They're
They
moving
could be
things around.
Anywhere. We are currently registered with the University UC Health Anschutz transplant team.
Okay.
And that's likely where they would test. But our insurance, which is incredible, would cover all the expenses. So if people were just like, oh God, I don't know if I would be able to afford to do all that, we would be able to cover it all.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
we have an
amazing.
incredible
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
program with the state of Colorado. They're an incredible employer, and they have amazing insurance. And that's a huge benefit
Oh,
for
yeah,
us.
absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's, I think that's key. Like, this doesn't come on anyone's dime.
Right.
This is your insurance that pays for it.
Right, absolutely. Recovery,
Even the swap part, like,
I believe even the swap part.
okay.
It's
incredible.
because it goes with the
transplant.
The transplant,
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
Wow.
So it's important. And we have a lot of great faith in Anschutz. They are a very successful transplant team. They're very knowledgeable. They have great rates. They're great staff.
Yeah.
It's a great place to want to be.
That's amazing. What do you want people to know about Rolf?
Wow.
It's a deep question.
It is a deep question, and without getting too emotional, I want people to understand that there are a lot of people in this world who are worthy. But Rolf, I tell you, I'm astounded by the people that he doesn't even know that well, that he works with, that's in his circle. He's very well known in the insurance regulation industry all over the world. And he has dedicated his entire life to public service. He worked in the state of New York for almost 40 years. He's now given his career to the state of Colorado for almost 10 years now. And there are people who have come forward willing to try to help him. Some aren't eligible. Some just want to spread the word. Some want to be able to do whatever they can for him. And I often think of my favorite Christmas movie, It's a Wonderful Life, when George Bailey's in trouble and people respond and say, oh, for George, I'll do anything for him. That's what it's like for Rolf. Wow. He has an incredible kindness, an incredible work ethic, and he's definitely the smartest person I've ever known in my life, and he's got an abundance of humility.
Wow.
And I know that when he does, I'll say when, he gets this kidney, he will take care of it. And he'll be able to continue to live a fruitful and loving life.
And that's what you told us in the beginning about, when the doctor said he would be a candidate for transplant. They knew he would because he did all the things
Yeah.
to get ready for that,
he continues
right?
to. And he is so committed and focused on doing everything he can because he knows there are things that he can't control. He's a role model for me, I'll tell you that.
That's awesome. Is he hiding in the back? Are we going to meet him?
He is not. He
Okay.
is at an insurance conference right now.
Darn.
We'll have another podcast someday with Rolf.
That's awesome.
When we'll come back and follow up with his kidney transplant and see how he's doing.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, we'll pray.
That would
We'll be praying for
wonderful.
that. We'll be
sure.
praying
Thank
for
you.
that.
You speak very highly of Rolf, for sure. But what would it mean to you if he is able
Oh,
to get the kidney?
God. Well, first of all, it would mean that he would be able to continue having a healthy lifestyle. He would be able to feel better. He would be able to live out our story and be able to continue our journey together. He's about 10 years older than me. So he's 70, I'm almost 60. And it would mean everything for, I know, myself and our family and his son to be able to enjoy so many more years with him and have him contribute to the world the way he has. I know that sounds a little cheesy, but it's true.
Well, I think we kind of just breeze over. He's still working through all this.
Yeah,
you said.
he's still working.
He's still out there serving.
He's still working. Yeah, he's serving the Coloradans in this state. His job is making sure that insurance companies have the financial solvency to pay claims to people who need insurance.
Wow.
That is his job, and he's done it for, like I said, almost 40 years in New York and 10 years here at the state of Colorado.
Wow.
So he continues to be the best husband ever. He continues to be an amazing father, an uncle, a cousin, a son-in-law.
Right.
But yeah, it would mean the world to me personally, of course. And that's why I am on a mission. I am on a crusade. I am rallying for Rolf.
I love it.
Thank you.
What are some things you guys dream of doing together when Rolf gets his second chance?
Well, we definitely eventually retiring. We are a little older and would like to enjoy traveling and just having the time to get on a sailboat and experience. We love some of the hobbies that we like. We love museums. We love to do cultural things. We do appreciate antiquing. If you look around my house, you'll see there's many of them. And we love just being around the people that we love. So I think that would be some of the important things. And just being able to enjoy the everyday.
Yeah.
I always want to emphasize that because, as I said in previous communications with family and friends, no matter what we want to do together, it's the everyday. I want us to be happy, enjoying every day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So who can donate?
So who can donate? Anyone can donate a kidney. You just have to get tested. All you have to do, so there's two types of kidney donation. There's what's called harvested, which certainly means that you check a box off on your license, and someday when you're deceased, your kidney is then used. It's organ donation.
Yep.
And it's something everybody can do.
Okay.
Some people get superstitious about it, but look, at that point, it's, you can help another life, right? So you can do that. It takes a long time to wait for that, and those kidneys are not as viable as somebody who comes forward who's alive.
Sure.
And that's called an altruistic or a living donor kidney. Clearly, somebody wants to be altruistic. Anyone has the ability to test, and you just really can go to uchealthlivingdonor.org, or there's a phone number. Like I said, we're registered with Anschutz. There's also the National Kidney Foundation. You can go on their website and just fill out a form and say, hey, I'd like to donate, I'd like to be tested to be considered or eligible. You can say it doesn't matter for whom, or you can put somebody's name specifically for that person that you want to donate for. And then they take it from there.
So then they would contact you and say,
no, we know nothing.
Okay.
They will contact the individual and say, if you're interested in coming in to test and take the next step, you would come in, you would get tested, and then they let you know if you're eligible. We do not ever get notified, let's say, that somebody came forward and put Rolf's name in there. We would never know unless they actually match and they're ready to do the donation. So that person could sign up, become eligible, and be helping somebody else who, like I said, this swap program, they could be helping somebody else because they're not a match for Rolf. But that other person who they're helping, their donor might be able to help Rolf.
Right.
So that's kind of the way it goes. That's all you have to do. Check off your box on your license and just reach out to Anschutz or the National Kidney Foundation just to say I'm willing to get tested.
Love it.
And it really is up to them. At that point, we're out of it, and then they take over and make sure that you can actually be considered. It's kind of a cool process.
That is cool.
And I think a lot of people don't understand it, and I think that's why more awareness and more education around this is really important.
Yeah, which is why we're here.
Yeah.
Which
Thank
is why
you.
we're here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I intend also to, I'm sort of trying to create more marketing about this. Just in general for all kidney donor recipients, but also, of course, for Rolf. I'm trying to increase and extend our outreach
Yeah.
for sure.
Now, you told me you had some statistics written down.
Yes.
Let's talk about those.
Well, I only have one actually.
Okay.
It's only about the one I mentioned, which is about 90,000 people are seeking kidney donations. And some of those people are on dialysis. Some of those people have been waiting years. And some people, it all depends on the health of the actual person who has kidney disease, the donor recipient or the donor. There are a lot of people who come forward. But they're deemed ineligible, for different situations that they may not have even realized, that they couldn't donate. They don't realize that, they're going to maybe need their 2 kidneys down the road. And even though they have that fast track system where you can be kind of elevated to the front of the list, there might be other reasons medically that they are discouraged or they are considered or deemed ineligible.
Sure.
For sure.
So you're not looking for a young spry. Anyone can get donated. Anyone can
Perfect.
get tested.
So I'm glad you mentioned that because my nephew, sorry.
Do I need to tell a joke? No, it's okay.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
My nephew, who is about 23 years old, came forward and wanted to donate to his uncle.
Wow.
I knew this was going to happen.
Okay.
And although he was willing to move forward, we told him, you're too young. And one of the things, I'm glad you asked this question, because one of the criteria, or rather, one of the things that the transplant team has told us is that with Rolf being 70, he just needs a good enough kidney, which means that if my nephew decided to want to donate, he would be helping probably somebody else, closer to his own age, because that kidney has a longer lifespan.
Sure.
Whereas somebody for Rolf, if he lived to 100, he only would need a kidney that could last for 30 years. So ideally, when you go ahead and you proceed with testing, yes, you could be helping someone else whose donors can be helping Rolf. But at the same time, Rolf really needs a kidney that is closer to his age.
Okay.
And that's why sometimes when we think about why would somebody want to donate? Somebody older who might be, kind of older in their years is a great candidate because they've been able to, have a career or raise their children. And maybe the same way people want to donate back to their college or they want to leave a legacy. Yeah. It's an opportunity to do that when they're a little bit older, to give back as an opportunity to help somebody else. They just might be in a better position too, both medically and emotionally.
Sure. So someone who has this on their heart and is older in their years, do you know about the recovery on that? Because, that might be what somebody is thinking. I'm older, maybe I'll take a little bit longer to recover. What if I don't recover? Not don't recover, but...
Right,
but
complications,
yeah,
challenges, sure.
What do you want to tell those people that, obviously the team at Anschutz is good.
Yes.
What else would you tell them?
I would tell them that if you have an inkling to want to pursue this, let the medical staff tell you. They will not put you through something that could be compromising for you.
Sure. No.
I will tell you, I don't have stats in front of me. You could go on the National Kidney Foundation website. You could go on the Transplant Center or the Living Donor site. And I am certain that there are statistics about those kinds of things and recoveries. I just feel that these transplants are going on all the time. And if it was risky or, like every surgery is, even, getting your appendix out. But if you if you're in a good position that they say that you're eligible, you're recover. I mean, people recover from this and go on and do marathons, and they climb, 14ers here in Colorado. It's much more common than you think. Let the medical professionals guide you on that. But if you have the heart or the emotional tie to the story, or you feel like this is something that you could do, or would even like to just pursue it, please just go find out. Take 5 minutes and just go fill it out, and no one will put you at risk. That if you know what I mean, depending on your situation.
Yeah.
That's a great question, though. I appreciate it.
Is there anything else that we're missing that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed. No, we talked about so many different things. I think, I hope that I have maybe clarified some things for people. I hope I've given them some new information they didn't know about. Mm-hmm. I hope they've learned a little bit more about my husband. And I just thank you for giving me the forum to be able to talk about my story and about my husband and about kidney donation and how important and vital it is.
Absolutely.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I think we have one more question, but we'll
Sure.
do a little, Kendra has one more question.
Yeah.
And I think we'll do a little rapid fire just to kind of get to know
Sure.
you a little bit
I'd
before
love
we
to.
ask that question.
Okay.
And then we'll close out. You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. So what do you and Rolf like to do in Colorado? Like what's a Sunday afternoon look like, or a
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, he definitely loves to go to Rocky Mountain National Park.
Okay.
And he loves to go be outside in nature.
Yep.
I'm a little less of that, but I do appreciate it, and I love that we live in the middle of this. I mean, this was one of the reasons that we came here, right? We also might go to a museum, whether there's an exhibit or not. We do enjoy that. We like spending time with family and friends.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, we enjoy good food. And people often have said to us, how's the food out in Colorado? And we're like, it's great. It's not, this is a very thriving community.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll tell you, being in Firestone, Northern Colorado, it is growing.
It is.
And
Quickly.
we're happy we came to this part of the state too.
That's great. What's your favorite restaurant in the Carbon Valley?
Oh, we love Rosalie's Pizzeria. They have modeled after a lot of East Coast pizzerias.
Oh, there.
We've gotten to know the owners. We've actually brought back a picture for them to put on
wow.
their wall of places.
Very cool.
And we just love it. And here's a funny thing. When we go back east to eat, we don't get pizza because we know we have it here.
Yeah.
We're just going for the seafood.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
seafood, for sure.
For
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
That's it. What's your favorite event in the Carbon Valley that you like?
Ooh, the favorite event. Well, I'll tell you, we do like Frederick, the flight,
Yeah,
with
Frederick
all
the
the
Flight,
balloons. Believe it or not, it's a shame that I'm saying this. I'm ashamed to say it, but this year was the first time, believe it or not, we went to the 4th of July parade in
Oh, yeah,
Firestone.
yeah.
I love that small town feeling. I just love it. We're sometimes we're not here at that time of year, so it was wonderful. So just top of the head, that's what comes to mind. But there's so many things. I also used to be on the board of the High Plains Library District.
Oh, nice.
So I do appreciate anything at the library, and we usually every year go to the Art and Musical Festival that they host at the library here.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm partial to our library,
Yes.
but I know they have a whole county of libraries. But that was a very rewarding experience for me as well. I got to hopefully make an impact. And we also go to our town meetings. We're very active in our HOA. We go to meetings. The only reason that we're not on the board is because our full-time jobs take a lot.
Sure.
And we also we try to travel and visit family that need us. So that's the only reason. But we're very involved in the community.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
We're
We're proud of it.
Yes, that's amazing. All right.
Final question.
Yes.
If you could speak directly to the person who might be a match, what would you say?
Oh, wow.
I got teary just
I know.
asking you that.
That's a hard one.
we
And
all
I'm going
need
to really
to-
try.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, anybody that knows me knows I'm a highly emotional person. So I would probably hug them and cry with them for a long time. But I would thank them. And I would want them to know that their gift of life was so profound, and I'd want them to be a part of our family forever, because I would feel like they would have such a bond, and they would get to know my husband and be so happy that they did that for him. So I'm going to thank you in advance.
That's perfect.
Ooh, thank you.
Well, I got to close this out. So
Whew,
thank you, Andrea,
thank you.
for your heart, for your honesty, and for rallying for Rolf.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you both for giving me the opportunity and being so invested in my story.
Of course.
And Rolf, thanks you too. It's just, this is coming from me right now. You'll get to meet him later.
Yep.
Yes. We will leave links on how you, if you have it on your heart, to get tested. We will leave links below. If you can share this with anybody you know, if you have any further questions for Andrea, they can,
I can leave you my number.
well,
Of course.
yeah.
Or you my email?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
we'll,
through
we'll,
you.
We'll
Yeah.
put your email.
Okay.
You know, reach out to Kendra or I. We can connect you. But I think it's really important for us to, you know, help champion for our neighbors.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know, and let's see what we can do for Rolf. You know, Kendra and I both know this is a little podcast that we have going on here. But if we can help, ooh, you might have to take over. You might have to take over. But anyway, this is raw and real. So let's
Rally for Rolf.
rally for Rolf.
That's really for Rolf.
Thank you so much for taking the time. This is probably a long one for our little podcast, but
Worth it.
yes, but worth it. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for joining us today. And again, share with anybody you know.
Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye for now.